Hello guys, welcome to the first episode of this playlist of this course where I am going to talk about the concept of unit testing and integration testing and how to implement it inside of a React application. So first thing first, I assume that you are already familiar with developing React applications. I am assuming you have some experience in front-end development, right? You know what React is, what are the features of React. You have developed a couple of applications, and now you want to learn exactly how to do unit testing and integration testing. And I also assume you are kind of familiar with the concepts of unit testing and integration testing. I will, of course, talk about the different concepts that we need to cover in order to, develop the application. But I assume you have some experience with testing. So in this episode, what we are going to do is to set up the project. We are going to create a data model class and a component. And then from the next episode, we will start, exploring the different scenarios of testing and writing unit tests and integration tests for the application. So this is, the note that I have for episode number one. This tutorial, this series is going to have up to 10 episodes. Here on my, other monitor, I have Visual Studio Code running. I have created this simple application, as you can see, using Vite. So basically, I have already run this code. This is, this will create an application called employee app using React and TypeScript using Vite, of course, right? So if you want to learn about these different, techniques of developing applications using React, I have some other playlists and tutorials on the channel that you can take advantage of. But in this episode, we are going to focus primarily on writing unit tests. So the next step for us is to create this data model class. In this application, we're gonna, work with this single, data model called employee with these four properties. Afterwards, we are going to create this simple component. As you can see, it's, an employee list component. It has this props, right? An array of employees. And then it's going to take in this prop, and it's going to map through that and show the name, the role, and the department of each employee. So let me go ahead and develop these two code files. So if you take a look here inside of the src, I'm going to create a folder called types, and then I'm going to create a file called employee.ts, and I am going to write the code for the employee data model, which is going to be a data model of 4 properties. The next step is to create the component. So I am going to create a components folder, and inside of it, I am going to create employee list.tsx. So here we need to write the component which is going to render a list of employees with this single props. The prop has employees as an array of employee, right? And then inside of it, I am going to map on the incoming prop, and for each employee inside of there, I am going to render the employee role, the department, and the name. That's it. Now, the next step for us is to basically use this component inside of app.tsx. So inside of the main component of the application, I am going to create this array of employees. I am going to import the employee type, the employee list component, and then I am going to render the employee list component, and I'm going to pass in this array as the prop for that component. And that means that whenever the application runs, a list of employees will be shown to the user. So let me go to app.tsx. I'm going to remove the code that I have here, and I'm going to write the code for the app.tsx. So importing the employee and employee list, creating the array with 2 employee objects, and then creating the component itself, invoking the employee list component, passing in the props, and that's it. So this is the basic setup of this application. As I said, I assume you're already familiar with what I am doing, and you're here to learn about unit testing and integration testing in this application. Throughout the upcoming videos, I am going to develop this application by adding new features, and adding new features will open some doors, will open up new opportunities for us to explore new practices, new techniques for writing integration tests and unit tests. So we're going to wrap up this video here, but keep watching the upcoming videos as well, so that you learn how I am going to write my test code. If you enjoyed watching this, please give it a thumbs up and stay tuned for the upcoming episode. Thank you.